Good morning, fellow classmates. I am excited to be with you guys all again. I noticed the class registration, and I've been with many of you before. I think Pete, you and I have been in preaching together, and a bunch of you I was in a Leaders Life and Work class with last November, and of course, Tony, you and I are at this again. I'm from York, Pennsylvania. My name is Jeff Kaufman, if you don't know me. I live in York with my wife and four beautiful children. I'm a pastor of a small suburban church here of about 40 or so people. Um, I'm excited to be in this class because this, hopefully, Lord willing, is my last class. I am scheduled to graduate in December. I've done all that commencement filling out of applications and all of the, what is that? You do that counseling for all your loans or finances and stuff like that. So hopefully one of the things I'm looking forward to with this class is it's my final class. So hopefully I can work hard through it. Something interesting about me. There's a lot, I would say, but I think one of the things that I find interesting about my life, and you might as well, is my son and I like to read comic books. I grew up reading comic books. When comic books started coming out in movies, I got really involved in those movies. My wife and I enjoy movies a lot, especially the comic book genre, whether it's Netflix or in the theaters, things like that. But my son, who's 11, over the last 2 years, has gotten really back into comic books with me. So we make our weekly trek to the store and buy a new edition or new story in comic book. So that might be something interesting about me. It might start a conversation. What I'm looking forward to most about this class is probably learning how to communicate prophetic literature. I just recently finished up the interpretation, advanced hermeneutics, or whatever you call it, from narrative, and that's what I was goaling myself to do in that class, was how can I communicate narrative the best in my weekly preaching. I've never really tackled a prophetic book. Currently, I'm working through the book of Genesis, but Lord willing, this class will help me prepare me better to understand prophetic literature and then how to communicate that to God's people so that God's people can understand it for themselves and put what the message and the intention of those passages are into practice. I don't think prophetic literature is just meant to be something that's way out in the future or something that's designed to get us to look to the future. I think just like every other part of the Bible, prophecy is intended for us to put it into practice now, do something with it tomorrow. So hopefully, Lord willing, in this class, I can learn how to communicate those things better to the people who unfortunately get to hear me every week during my sermons. So I look forward to meeting most of you here in a few weeks, and I excited about the class. We will catch you all later.